All right, look. So yesterday I went to my LGS and Pedro Cook, one of my good friends, lent me the Whale combo deck. And then I just went like 4-0, 8-0 undefeated. So that felt pretty good. So I guess you know what's coming. Salutations everyone! Welcome to today's video, and my name is Pietro. Today I am going to play a request from patron member Luis, who has appeared on the channel before asking me to play Goblin Combo. He has had quite some fun apparently playing with the whale decks that I have mentioned and I have played quite a bit in the channel as well. And today he asked me if I could play a version that he has tried before and said he had a lot of fun with. I have been playing exclusively the blue-black versions lately, to some pretty decent results sometimes. And today I'm going to go back a little bit and try to do a blue-red version. And I took his list as inspiration and I tinkered some things here to just the experience that I have had playing the deck. So the main difference between this version and the other one is that this is a version playing 4 Darksteel Citadels and Prophetic Prisms to try and filter the mana. The colors of mana is definitely a thing that we have seen before the deck struggles with, and the fact that we are playing Darksteel Citadel plus the Seats of the Synods and Great Furnaces means that we are only playing 4 Silver Bluff Bridges, only 4 tap lands in the whole deck, which makes it honestly pretty good. Like, not gonna lie, having more untapped lands than tapped lands is definitely a big boon for the deck, and having the Prophetic Prisms can definitely help with the mana fixing here. The deck, however, has some difficulty in the fact that we don't have access to Refurbished Familiar, nor Blood Fountain, nor the various bargain effects. So we must rely on card advantage from other sources to make up for that difference. I am going to be playing a list very similar to Luis's. Oh, I actually really want to have an island in here. Even though having only artifact lands is an absolute dream, I do not think that I can play this deck without at least one basic in it. Too many people are running Cleansing Wildfire, and too many people have effects like that, so I definitely need to have at the very least a basic here to do something. It is also very relevant whenever you fight for the initiative, because you can hit your opponent, get a basic, and do your thing. So I'm going to add a singleton island to the deck, and I'll cut a Darksteel Citadel. I think that's a pretty safe cut. I also believe the original list contained 4 Thopters and 4 Prophetic Prisms, and I changed that for 3 and 3. I think Ornithopter is good in this configuration of the deck. I also think that 4 is too many. And the Prophetic Prism, I don't want them cluttered in my hand, much the same way as Cryogen Relic tends to do. It is not uncommon for Cryogen Relic to just appear in multiples in your hand, and then your whole game plan kind of gets screwed over because of it. So I am playing a 5th Helix effect in the deck. I am also playing a singleton Witching Well to go alongside the Relic of Progenitus. We do have a Trinket Mage, but the Trinket Mage package here is very tiny. It is just the Relic and the Witching Well, plus the lands and the Ornithopters, obviously. I'm not going to go too deep on it. I believe Luis's original list contained 2 Trinket Mages, but I think having the Trinket Mage is a good addition. I'm going to play a singleton Dispel, just because this card has overperformed quite a bit in protecting the combo. And then I am going... Luis's list had 3 Molten Gatekeepers. I'm going to keep one of them, but I'm going to play a pair of Mirran Spies instead. And then everything else is pretty stock off the deck. When it comes to the sideboard, we have the 8 Blasts, as usual, an extra Relic, the 3 Krark Shamans for Elves, and then I have 2 Turnicides and a Dispel for extra protection, which I also believe is very much warranted. A lot of the time you want the extra protection from Dispel in like the instant speed interactive decks, like all of the Snuff Out, Removal Pile decks and whatnot. But Dispel doesn't fight against Cleansing Wildfire, and it doesn't fight against Dust to Dust, which are both very good against us. So I like to keep the Turn Aside and the Dispel split. So that we have a little bit more versatility in that regard. And that's it. Hopefully we are going to do you proud, Luis. I really want to come back to this deck because Whale Combo is just being the most fun I've been having playing Pauper in a long time. And I really want to do that now. So let's get to it. I'll see you guys in the matches. Don't forget to check out the YouTube membership section if you want extra looks at decks like this earlier. And also, make sure to check the Patreon if you're feeling extra generous. If you want to ask me to play your deck, give me a donation idea, all of those things. And if not, like, subscribe, share the videos, comment, all of the usual stuff. Let's go. All right, welcome to round number 1. We are here on the draw against Will I Am I 1986. This is a 1-land hand, which I am not going to keep. This is a 3-land hand. So this doesn't do anything on turns 1 or 2. I'm gonna keep it because I have a lot of card advantage, and I'm gonna hope that we are not playing against something that is going to absolutely crush us. I think if we have a little bit of time, this is okay. Oh, it's Poison Storm again. Well, actually, yeah, I believe I played against Will I Am I recently in my Tron video. So even though Poison Storm is obviously... Okay, Frogmite's not bad. So even though this deck is obviously not great for us pre-sideboard, the fact that we have a bunch of Red Blasts in the sideboard definitely can make it easier to fight. And I honestly just have the combo in hand, so I don't know, maybe I can just kill them on turn 4? Let's hope that's the case. Yeah, Pentad Prism is not great. Is there another one? Jesus, turn 3 double Pentad Prism. I might just die turn 4. Alright, so I'm just gonna play the Whale here. I'm not gonna play the Tooth because I don't want them to think that they are under, like, immediate pressure. But we might very well die here. Like, it's not difficult for my opponent to just chain. I mean, I guess it is a little difficult. But it is possible for my opponent to just chain, like, infinite draw spells here. Another Experimental Augury. We are already up to 4 poison. The biggest problem that we have against this deck is Weather the Storm, because Weather the Storm can just invalidate a lot of our work. Like, depending on the situation, it doesn't actually stop the combo. My combo, I mean. But there are definitely situations where we might need to spend a lot of time trying to kill our opponent. Yeah, like, we're already up to 6 poison. Please don't kill me. We're still going. Metamorphose. Olog. Okay. Opponent has passed the turn back to us, so I suppose we are gonna try to kill him. Swing. So cast the Tooth. Whale untapped. Let's target the Frogmite. And Retraction Helix the Whale. So our opponent is dead here. Yeah, got him. So here they were dead even through Weather the Storm, because I could continue to combo even if they had Weather, it would just take longer. So that was really good for us. Getting game number 1 like that, even when our opponent had a really, really fast start, is obviously great. Now, I do need to consider if I want Relic of Progenitus or not. So I definitely want the Dispels and the Red Blasts. Galvanic Blast can go, it doesn't do anything. I'm trying to think about what else I want here. I want to be fast, so I think I'm gonna cut, like, some Reverse Engineers. I guess I will bring in the Relic of Progenitus because Moment's Peace is a really, really annoying card. I'm not gonna bring in Blue Blast to try and fight over Metamorphose. That seems stupid to do. And yeah, I think that's it. So this is a situation where having access to Red Blast is really important. The blue-black version does not have access to Red Blast, and even though we have Refurbished, which is obviously good against this kind of deck, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to survive till that moment in the game. Here we have a hand that is sort of very middle of the road. I don't have the combo, but I have the Mirren Spy. I have a Thoughtcast, I have a Red Blast. I think I'm gonna... Okay, opponent has mulliganed. I am gonna keep. I have double bridge. I can immediately start interacting on turn 2. Oh, opponent has mulligan to 5? Fascinating. On a mulligan to 5, I think I'm gonna head off with Great Furnace here. Yeah, yes. Oh, that makes it even better. Okay, Great Furnace, go. The reason for this is that if my opponent casts a 2-mana spell here to try and stabilize, I am just gonna counter it. I do. Okay, that's way too many lands. I don't want any more mana. Thank you very much. No, I am gonna very aggressively counter this because now my opponent has only one activation of the Suppress and Scary. Lorien revealed. Sure, that's fine. I just want to make it as awkward as possible. Sure, okay, they still had the thing. That's fine. But they are at only 3 cards here. I am not yet poisoned. Okay, now I am poisoned. All right. So I think I'm just going to deploy... That was yet another land. Tough. I'm just going to deploy a Mirren Spy here because there is a very small chance that I kill my opponent next turn. I'm going to have 3 looks at trying to find the combo pieces. Whale is not really what I'm looking for. Oh, I guess I should make my land drop. Yeah, I can play a Seed of the Synod here. So let's Thoughtcast. I can still get there. If I hit a Helix here, it is possible for me to win. No luck. But now I have a Metallic Rebuke. Interesting. So I am going to swing. And I am actually going to play a Tooth of Chisgoria here. Always yield. Yes. I'm going to do this so that I can start pressuring my opponent a little bit more. I think that's fine for now. I'm going to hold the second Tooth as a surprise Metallic Rebuke. And I know Metallic Rebuke is not necessarily amazing here, but if my opponent goes for something like a Contention's Plan is fine. Yes, because they have a mana left over. So I want a Metallic Rebuke in a moment where doing so actually means that my opponent has to lose something. Like, oh, if they lose a land when I try to Metallic Rebuke, that's fine by me. Ornithopter is whatever. Let's swing. Pump. I'll actually play the other one now. Try to get in as much damage as I can. Now I can play the Steelfin Whale. I don't really want to play the no, I do want to play the Trinket Mage, actually, huh? Yeah. Okay, so let's play the Trinket Mage here. It does also increase my clock significantly. It turns this into a 2-turn clock now. Yes. I would like to get a... I will actually take a Relic of Progenitus here. I'm not going to play it just now because I want to hold up the Metallic Rebuke still. But I want to play a Relic of Progenitus here, even if my opponent just has a... Oh, no, I messed up. Yeah, I definitely messed up. I don't have the Metallic Rebuke up here. Tough. So I definitely should have played the Relic of Progenitus. Okay, luckily our opponent hasn't done anything. Seems that they are pretty flooded. Darksteel Citadel is no big help. Let's swing. Bounce the Trinket Mage. Not bounce. I am pumping the Trinket Mage here because if my opponent wants to bounce something, I want it to be the Trinket Mage in case they are playing Snap or something along those lines. Here's my Relic. I can do this and save targets. It's not gonna matter, but I'll do it anyway. It is technically the correct play. I can play a Silver Bluff Bridge here, and I'm not gonna play the Ornithopter. I don't think there's much reason to do that. I already have the amount of mana that I need, and I am already poisoned enough that if my opponent tries to go for something like Bring the Ending, there's not much I can do. Okay, so my opponent did this in a way where they are completely tapped off blue mana now. Again, my Metallic Rebuke doesn't do anything, but they don't have any more blue mana right now. And they need to have something here, like even if it is like a Weather the Storm. Metamorphose is fine. Oh, please go for another draw 3. No, I guess they can't. If they go for another draw 3, they are dead. Experimental Augury. So I am gonna go for the Metallic Rebuke here because this taps them out. So either I'm going to counter the spell or I'm going to get my opponent to tap out. Yep, as expected. So they have Moment's Peace in hand. They do Thirsting Roots. That's fine. So I really want to find either another Metallic Rebuke or a Dispel here. Draw. We are just going to Moment's Peace immediately. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So we didn't find the thing that we were looking for anyway. Might as well pop the Relic now. See what I find. There is the combo. So unfortunately, that doesn't do anything right away. Now my question becomes, do I still want to do it? Because I have mana here. 5. Okay. So I do think I'm still going to do it here. I am gonna Retraction Helix the Steelfin Whale. Bounce the Trinket Mage. Guess I'll play a Darksteel Citadel, untap the Whale. I get to play Trinket Mage. And then I get another Relic of Progenitus, which I can play immediately. It's fine. No response. And now it's an awkward situation because I would like to bounce my Trinket Mage again, but if I do that, then I don't have lethal next turn, so I guess I'm just gonna chill. Yeah, got him. Got him. Nice. I wanted to do that. Like, I know I gave up the combo, but my idea here was that if my opponent had another Moment's Peace, I wanted to be ready for it. And if they didn't, they were dead regardless. Unless they went on like some storm thing and then weathered the storm and blah, blah, blah. But you can play around everything. We are now 1-0. Let's go to the next one. Welcome back to round number 2. We are here on the draw against Cheesy 42. Ooh, this is a really tempting one-land hand. So this is draw for turn plus Witching Well. I have... Look, I'm going to keep it. I know what I always say about not keeping one-land hands. But I have 4 looks at a second land, and I already have the whole combo ready. Okay, Swamp into nothing probably tells me that this is some sort of Gardens deck. Trinket Mage is not what I'm looking for. So let's Witching Well. Please lands. No! No! Oh, this is so bad. All right. All right. If this is indeed a Gardens deck, Skullcap Snail. Okay, I guess we're gonna be exiling a card from our hand. I am gonna, unfortunately, exile the Trinket Mage. I would really like to... is it maybe the Tooth of Chiscoria? Okay, it is gonna be the Trinket Mage right now. Yes, land drop. Not the one that I wanted, but I'm not gonna complain too much. It is an untapped land, and I get an immediate redraw into another land. Gorgeous. Okay, so we might still kill our opponent on turn 4 here. I don't know what they're gonna have. It does seem like it's gonna be some sort of like hand disruption deck. Chittering rats. Okay. So whatever I put back doesn't really matter. I'm just going to redraw it in a minute. I am fine with that. So redraw that. Play the Great Furnace. 5 things here. I can... wait, let me actually think about it. I don't have triple blue, which is a little annoying. Is my opponent playing removal in their all-black deck? Probably. So is this a reverse engineer moment? Yeah, I guess. It's the thing that gives me the most gas. Blue. Wait. Yeah, that's true. So I need to play this first because I need to tap it for the thing. So do this, make a blue, make another blue. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's draw 3. What? I did pay 1. Pay 1 for Prophetic Prism. 2, 3, 4. God, this is really awkward to cast. Okay, that's fine. I'm not under a ton of pressure. Next turn, I can deploy double Steelfin Whale. Is this maybe like Devotion? Is my opponent gonna Gary me next turn? Refurb. Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna get rid of a Banishing Knack here. It is gonna give the game away a bit, but it is what it is. So it does seem like my opponent is playing a mono black removal deck. You didn't attack? You need to attack, friend. Okay, that is also good. No, not you. Make a blue, play Steelfin. Make a blue, play Steelfin. And pass the turn. So here I'm hoping my opponent is going to not kill both of my creatures. Dang, looks like my opponent's gonna kill both of my creatures. 1 down. Refurb. Okay. I think I get rid of the Mirren Spy. And then I hope my opponent's last card is not Defy or Snuff Out. Now, my opponent does have a bunch of blockers, though. I didn't really think about that one. Okay, Frogmite is not bad. Let's start on a Thoughtcast. Okay. More whales. So, unfortunately, I only have 1 bounce right now. I guess I'm just gonna try to Thoughtcast again. Try to hit a land drop. No land drop. Yeah, I think I'm just passing here. Unfortunately, my opponent has forced me to lose 4 cards here. Oh, yes, play a Gary, please. Yeah, long time no see, old friend. Swing with both of your refurbished, please. No! Why is my opponent so, like, up to date on what I'm trying to do? That's not great. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. I hate it. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna cast a Prophetic Prism. I'm gonna put the Whale's Trigger on the bottom, so I'm gonna take a draw first. It is a land. So cast it. No, it's still not good enough, right? So 1, okay, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not enough. Why didn't my opponent attack? So what it leads me to believe here is that my opponent's last card is another Gray Merchant, because otherwise they really wanted to attack. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9, 10. 9, 10, 8. So if my opponent's last card is a Gray Merchant, I can bounce like the Chittering Rats and I don't die. But that wouldn't require me to leave up a mana. So I have no response now. I need to play another Whale. And I actually do play the Ornithopter here. I guess I was supposed to do this, right? If I played the Ornithopter last turn, I would have been good. Yeah. I think that was my mistake. I was supposed to play the Ornithopter last turn. No, did I draw it this turn? I don't even remember anymore. If I had it in hand last turn, I was supposed to play it because then I only needed to bounce both of the Refurbished Familiars. Now we are attacking, which means that, oh, my plan is no longer good. Yeah. So I block 1. I go down to 7. I bounce, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it says exactly 7. All right. Well, you got it, opponent. If you have another Gary, you have another Gary. But the way my opponent has played this really leads me to believe that they do, in fact, have another Gary, and they do. Wow. Dead to Gray Merchant of Asphodels in 2026. Okay. Don't love that. So I don't want the relics. Do I want the Krark? I'm going to assume that Galvanic Blast is good enough against that. I can bring in the Dispels. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Let's submit. This is actually a pretty good matchup for my opponent, I think. Too many lands, not enough card advantage or combo pieces. Again, I guess I have 2 combo pieces in hand. But I think this matchup is very favorable for our opponent because unlike Gardens, they do have an aggressive game plan. They can just disrupt my hand with their creatures and eventually we die. What is getting tossed here? Is it the Thopter? I think it is the Thopter. Ooh, I also didn't pay attention to the fact that I have my island. Okay. So the fact that I have the island here means that my draws are not great because my affinity count is going to be pretty low. I might just cast the Tooth of Chisgoria on turn 2. Galvanic Blast is also not great here. Okay, I guess I play this. Pass the turn. I really needed to find all the card advantage that I didn't have last game. Mephitic Draught. Yep, that's fine. Okay, I really don't want you. I want the creatures that my combo is built around, please. Or card advantage things that allow me to get there. We're gonna take some draws here. Yep. There's an Eviscer. Oh, maybe I was supposed to counter that. I didn't even think about it. Bajuka Bog. Okay, so opponent's gonna have to discard a card at least. I'll get rid of a Tooth of Chisgoria here. Just put it into play so my affinity count's a little higher. I imagine my opponent's gonna get rid of a land. It's a Skullcap Snail. Okay. Well, I'll continue to make my land drops, but this is not looking great for the home team. Oh, no 4th land for our opponent. Oh, no, they do have it. Just a second main phase hipster. Yeah, I guess. Knock yourself out. My hand is really weak here. Funny how Mono Black Devotion is, like, a terror for me. Because they just have it all. Like, they have the clock, and they have the disruption. Yeah, like, this is where things start to get real bad for me. Because they know I don't have a way to get rid of my next card. I guess I'm supposed to shoot the rat right now. And they know they just have me stuck here. And if they start Chittering Ratsing, Chittering Ratting, if they start playing Chittering Rats every turn, things are gonna get real bad real fast for me. They might also have a bunch of removal now. Skullcap Snail. I have been saying for years now that we should have Yarok Sven Lurker in Pauper, which is basically the same thing as this, except it costs BB and has like a pump ability. I guess I'll play the Frogmite. It's either gonna get eaten by a removal spell, but if it doesn't, I can top deck the Mirren Spy and kill my opponent. Okay, it didn't die at end of turn. Of course, there's a Tithing Blade now. God. Okay, this really makes me want to concede. Like, I mulliganed, and like, you got to time walk me. Congratulations. If my opponent puts like a dispel, like anything on the stack that I can dispel, I will aggressively start doing that. Don't love it. That was a drain for 6. And the reason for the dispel was that maybe I was already supposed to dispel the Eviscerator's Insight and like get rid of the Toothless Goria, because you don't want to get stuck with cards in your hand against Chittering Rats. I have good top decks here. Unfortunately, things are not going well. If this is another red... Oh, it's another Gary. Wait, am I just dead? I think I'm just... Yeah, I just died. Wow. Okay. Yeah, like, I'm dead. My opponent just absolutely stomped us. That wasn't even competitive. Round 1, we got crushed. Round 2, we got crushed. Game 1 and Game 2, we got crushed. Yeah, like, sometimes that's what you get. I'll see you guys in the next round. All right, welcome to round number 3. We are on the play here against Kosmab. I am going to keep this hand. I have one of the combo pieces that I want. I have a little bit of interaction, a prism. I think this is fine. Our opponent has mulligan to 6. Let's see what we can get done here. Oh, it's so hot here today. Holy moly. I got my Starbucks cup filled with mostly ice and then a little bit of water, and I got a fan next to me. It's crazy hot. All right. I'm just gonna go Great Furnace Pass. Maybe we can make our opponent think that we are Raleigh Red. Volatile Fjord. Don't love to see that. That is not great for us. Volatile Fjord means either... Okay, so with the way this is going, I am gonna play the Ornithopter here because if nothing else, next turn I'm gonna Retraction Helix on my Ornithopter, bounce my Prism, and I can pay 3 mana and tap a creature to take a redraw, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Our opponent here is probably playing Blue-Red Scred or a like Jeskai Wildfire. Okay, the second Volatile Fjord means that this is indeed the thing that I mentioned. Mirren Spy would normally be very, very good, but I don't think I can do that right now. I am actually just gonna go for the redraw on the Prophetic Prism. And this is a situation where it would have been so much better for this to be a Cryogen Relic, but it is what it is. I think I am going to need more creatures. Ooh, okay. So in the miracle case that our opponent taps out and we top deck an untapped land, we get to kill my opponent next turn. But that is extremely unlikely here. Yeah. I'm currently at 4 artifacts. So if I try to play this, what happens? I don't think you counter, but I wouldn't mind if you did. Okay, yeah, it just resolves. So I get to go to attacks, right? I'm actually not gonna go for attacks, and I'm just gonna play the whale here. Okay, it resolved. That is a little surprising. Maybe they are just banking on Scred answering the Steelfin Whale. They're going to Lightning Bolt the Ornithopter. That is really interesting. Okay. So now it's land, Scred the Whale? Yeah, tough. Okay. Yeah, this is tough. This matchup is really hard. This is the kind of matchup that you really, really, really want Refurbished Familiar for, because Refurbished Familiar demolishes this. Every refurb is like a clock and another card from your opponent. Yikes, and there's a counterspell. All right. Well, this is not going well for us. Our opponent's gonna have so much interaction. Yep, Augur of Bolas. All right. This Galvanic Blast is also not good. Ooh, and there's a Terror? Dang. All right. So they also have a Scred. Jesus. Okay. Well, I play this. Oh, I gotta pay an extra mana for it now. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is not great. Opponent's gonna Scred it. Oh, man. Oh, they're not gonna Scred it immediately? That is certainly a choice. Oh, they're swinging with the Augur of Bolas because they want me to block? I mean, okay. Like, you can do your thing. I know they wanted me to block and then they can Lightning Bolt my thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna Galv Blast this Augur of Bolas now. But yeah, like, everything is bad. Everything is bad. So I played the Mirren Spy. No, I don't think I do. I think I just need to... No. I want to... How can I... Here, pay 1. If my opponent's last card is also a counterspell... Oh, it wasn't. Okay. So, I'm gonna take 5 now, and then 5 more the turn after that. And maybe I can, like, play the Mirren Spy here. I don't know. This game is gonna be really hard, because my opponent's gonna have so much interaction, and I'm not gonna have enough protection for it. My opponent can bring in all of their blasts and dispels, and their removal spells are still good, and mine are not. I'm gonna be trying to accomplish... Ooh. That is real bad. Because now my previous plan doesn't work, and I'm just dead. Alright, yeah, this seems like a really bad matchup for us. So, Relic of Progenitors number 2 comes in. All the Galv Blasts gone. Okay, I'm just gonna bring in all of the interaction, and then I'll think about what I want to cut. 8 cards? I don't think Reverse Engineer is gonna do it. Even if this is, in a way, like a resource fight, I don't think that is gonna be good enough. Because my opponent's just gonna be able to do so much with their cards for so little mana, and me tapping my whole board to draw 3 is not gonna get me anywhere. I probably need the Frogmites. I already cut one of my Helix effects. I can probably cut like a pair of Ornithopters, honestly. Yeah, I'll leave in like 1, but I'm not feeling super confident here. My opponent could even be playing something like a No. We played against someone playing... was it Izzet Terror also? Maybe it was like Izzet Control. And they had like all the blasts, and they also had a nose, so that felt like an absolute nightmare of a matchup. All right, let's try to bounce back here. Ooh, this is so close to being good. I don't think I get to keep a 1-land hand. Okay, much better. Oh, I might have to deal with Cast into the Fire also. I think I get rid of the Helix, even though that seems very weird. But I think the Helix... Like, I don't think I'm gonna... Ooh, my opponent mulligan to 5. I don't think I'm gonna be able to combo super fast. In which case, I probably just want a hand that is not reliant, resilient. Alright. Our opponent has capped on 5. We are going to keep our 6. Perilous Landscape. Cool. Ooh. Alright. So, good news is... I have protection. Bad news, I don't have a 3rd land drop, and one of my lands produces colorless mana. So, you know, opponent's not gonna play anything. Land drop. No! No! Alright. I will cast the Tooth of Chisgoria at end of turn, just to increase my artifact count here. Alright. This is actually good now, so I can Thought Cast, and I will. I have 1 layer of protection. If my opponent has, like, double... If they have like Red Blast plus Counterspell, it kind of sucks. Pyro. I'm so scared of Cast into the Fire, dude. I don't think I fight over it. I have another Thoughtcast for next turn. Counter target spell if it is blue. It is most definitely a blue spell. Ooh, opponent doesn't have a 4th land drop. So we are both missing land drops here. Are you gonna Cast into the Fire on my upkeep? They are gonna Cast into the Fire on my upkeep. Wild. Alright, so... Turn aside. Yeah, how does it feel? I am going to play this first because I want this Thoughtcast to resolve in case my opponent has something like Envelop or whatever. I am going to play the Frogmite just to get a clock going. And now if opponent has another Cast into the Fire, I am actually kind of okay with it. I have all of my colors split, so it doesn't bother me as much. Another Frogmite is cool. And if my opponent has a removal spell here on the Frogmite, I am not going to fight over it. Yes, that's fine. You can scred it. That's okay. Obviously, the problem here is my opponent stabilizing with some terrors. But they are currently only at 3 spells, and they are not hitting land drops. Hopefully, they just have a bunch of creatures in hand. We're doing a good job of drawing Frogmites. Pump. Ooh, seems like it resolves this time. So I need to be conscious of Breath Weapon, but with 3 pieces of 1 mana interaction. Do I even care? I feel like I don't even care about that. No, that's not necessarily true, right? Because that shuts off one of my layers of protection. Nah, it's fine. I still have a bunch of artifacts. I would rather still have access to like Red Blast plus Dispel. Okay, there's a land drop. Opponent's still not playing anything. Go for an attack. Bump. You're gonna take 5. We are gonna take 5. With my opponent having 4 cards in hand, I don't think I do anything here. Lightning Bolt, one of the Frogmites. Yes, my opponent has only cast red spells the whole game. That's kind of crazy. That changes the clock, but it changes it from a 3 to a 4 turn clock, so I think I'm okay with that. Ooh, that is a good one. So the Prophetic Prism is good. The Trinket Mage is also good. I think I would rather play the Trinket Mage when I can protect it with at least a layer of something. Counter spell on my Prophetic Prism. Okay. Now, if my opponent has a terror, it is bad. Yeah, do you have more than one terror, though? Doesn't seem like it. Ooh, Molten Gatekeeper would eventually be good. My opponent is at 9. What happens if I play the Molten Gatekeeper? Hydro. Okay. So this really feels like my... Okay, no, I was going to say that my opponent went straight to attack, so I thought that they were going to, like, attack, play another terror, blah, blah, blah. And that would be really unfortunate. Let's try to play a Trinket Mage. Jesus. Okay, so my opponent has cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of interaction so far. Oh, and my camera just died, apparently. Cool. It will be back for the next video. It just needs to reload a little bit. Azure Fleet Admiral. Sure. That is obviously good for my opponent, but it is not the end of the world for us. Okay. So unfortunately, I can't take it back now because I am missing a mana. Yeah, I mean, I am gonna kill the terror, but I'm not gonna feel good about it. Missing the land drops here, unfortunately, is being really problematic for us. And again, my opponent has answered everything that we have played so far. Okay, can I draw a... I mean, that's not what I wanted, but I guess I'll take it. So I need to try and kill this. Let's see if that works. Because the Monarch is gonna bury us in card advantage here. Okay, that resolved. So now the thing is, do you have 2 pieces of protection here? You have none? That is absolutely crazy to me. Do you just have an... Okay, they must have like another Monarch in hand then. Okay, the Relic is not bad. By the way, I purposefully didn't pump with the Tooth of Chisgoria last turn because I wanted to keep up Metallic Rebuke. What did you have in hand? It's crazy. Like, you had 4 cards in hand. You didn't play anything on your turn. You had mana. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I am going to Metallic Rebuke. I imagine there's going to be some sort of protection here. But it needs to be 1 mana, though. Yeah. All right. So things are still bad. Yeah, that's the only thing that made sense. Okay, there's another land drop. It's not the one that I wanted, but, you know, I'll take it. I probably want to exile your whole graveyard. So let's go Relic, pop Relic, make terrors more awkward. Yes, I am desperately looking for a blast. Couldn't find it. Even though this seems really weird, I think I am supposed to attack. They are gonna block, we're gonna trade. Because I think my Frogmite is worth more as a removal spell for Admiral. Boo! Jesus. Yeah, that's the card that buries me. And this is usually the way that decks like mine lose. Like, Monarch plus Murmuring Mystic is just an insane combination. I suppose I should cast the Prophetic Prism first before I do anything else here. Okay, no, look, opponent. How many cards did you bring in? All of them, right? Because we saw Blue Blast, Red Blast, Cast Down, and a No. You, like, all the sideboard cards. All of them. That is crazy to me. I mean, I know it's not crazy, but, you know, all the sideboard cards. Holy moly. All right. I think this game is already over. I don't think we're coming back from this one. Yeah, I can't do anything about the Augur of Bolas. Even if I top deck the Helix here, my opponent's gonna have like 4 cards in hand. And, okay, they whiffed on the Augur of Bolas. That is great. They are attacking. That is... Oh, that is actually fine, because our hand is garbage mostly. Sure, I'll play this. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have held it. I'm just gonna immediately crack it again. Take a redraw, exile. Yeah, like, I have all of these things, but they are not the card that I want to see. I am gonna swing, and I'll see if my opponent is interested in be like blocking with the Murmuring Mystic. Okay. Yeah, this is really rough. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. And matches like this were one of the reasons why I stopped playing the blue-red version and started playing the blue-black one, because the blue-black one just has so many more resources for fighting these grindy decks. My opponent's gonna play a Lorien Revealed. Yeah, I'm good here. Like, I have 4 pieces of interaction, but none of them are going to do what I want. I guess I could have Metallic Rebuked it, but I don't think we're coming back, and we are not. Yeah. Even with the Retraction Helix, my opponent's just gonna have infinite blockers. It is what it is. I think that match is overall really, really bad for us. Our opponent just has all of their sideboard cards, and we don't have enough. So see you guys in round number 4. Okay, I lied to you guys. I said the camera will be back for round number 4, but my camera is still not turning on, so I guess we're gonna follow along as is. We are on the play against RESKO. I am gonna keep this hand. I got both of my collars. I have 2 pieces of my combo. I feel good. I think the only card I would like to see in a starting hand like this is a Galvanic Blast, in case we're playing against an aggressive deck like Elves or Raleigh or whatever. Or Spy, I suppose. Okay, how is this looking? So there's the Forest, and you can cycle. So my opponent can get all of their lands already. Yep, this is shaping up to be a turn 4 kill by the looks of it. I guess we gotta go faster then. Play the Prism, take a redraw. Mirren Spy, interesting. Opponent's gonna play Battlement. Okay, Thoughtcast. I honestly think I'm just supposed to play the Whale, right? I can play Thoughtcast for a single mana, but then the only relevant card that I'm trying to hit... wait, let's actually think about it. So, if I Thoughtcast... Yeah, no, I think I am supposed to Thoughtcast. If there's actually quite a few cards that I can hit here. Yes, that's what I was going to say. So, if I hit a 0-drop or a Frogmite or a Tooth, I can still deploy the Whale this turn. And I am actually closer to a kill next turn. So, if I hit an untapped land, I kill my opponent. All right. I guess I also kill my opponent if I hit a Tooth of Chisgoria. So we actually have quite a few hits. 11 plus the Teeth, 15. That's not too bad. Forest, Generosant. I imagine you play the Wall of Roots. And now you're going to make 3 mana and lead the Stampede. Yes, sir. Do you find a Spy? They didn't find a Spy. They found a Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. There's also a Masked Vandal. Masked Vandal can definitely be annoying. Masked Vandal... Wait, you're still doing something? Oh, why? Why would you do it like that? Like, you lost... Yeah, like, you lost... Oh, because they want to discard? No, wait, but you could have done that... I don't know, dude. I don't know. Okay, that's the Helix. That is not the card that I want. So that means, but having a backup Helix is actually pretty good. I am not gonna get greedy here. So, like, I think playing Gatekeeper and passing is pretty greedy. Oh, well then. Okay. Retraction Helix. Bounce your wall. Play my land. Bounce your other wall. Play my Tooth of Chisgoria. You are dead. Always yield. Save targets. Bounce, replay. Are you gonna make me go through it? Seems like you are. Okay. Seems like you are not. Cool. Okay, so that was actually pretty good, and I think this opponent said nice. So, other relic comes in, Dispel goes. The Galvanic Blasts are actually pretty good. Krark is usable, but I don't think it's that great. Is there anything that I want here? Turn Aside doesn't counter anything. Yeah, I think this is just a resubmit. Just swapping the Dispel for 1 Relic of Progenitus. I don't have a lot of good tools here on the sideboard. Yes, I am fine with this. So, in theory, I'm 1 piece away. My mana is a little awkward, but I get to Galvanic Blast something. I would really like to draw a 0-drop. I'll take a Frogmite. I'll take... Actually, I'll even take like a Relic of Progenitus, like a 1-drop artifact. I just need another cheap artifact for me to be able to Galvanic Blast on turn 2. because then when my opponent plays an overgrown battlement, I can immediately kill it. Okay, it's another land grant. Yes. Okay. Yeah, opponent has a pretty stock spy hand, so they're gonna go forest, then they go the Sagu. Oh no, they're gonna go, oh no, they get to go Wall of Roots. Yeah. That's one of the advantages of the Spirit Guide. So now they get to go Wall of Roots, and they can actually play the Ceruli. Yeah. Dang. That's a very strong start. The Retraction Helix is not what I'm looking for here. There's no point in playing my Great Furnace first. The Galvanic Blast is not going to hit any of my opponent's cards. The Retraction Helixes are actually pretty good in this deck as just like an interaction piece. If I have a creature in play, I can bounce my opponent's stuff either in response to the spy trigger or, you know, in some other situation where it's advantageous. Okay, I know your hand. Please don't hit big. They hit big. They hit very big, actually. I am gonna die on turn 3. Ooh, I actually have a shot here at bunking my opponent out. Let's see if it's gonna be good enough. So my opponent can, on their turn, like play the swamp, Sagu. Yeah, they can do the whole thing. So what I'm talking about is they can put a counter on the wall, Sagu Wildling, grab their last land, tap the Ceruli plus the wall, make 4 mana, cast the Spy, and then try to win. But I can trigger on the stack, kill one of their creatures, and then they don't have enough for the Dread Return, and they should die. It's actually very advantageous for me if they go for that. Seems like they haven't. They're just gonna play Wall of Roots. Okay. Wait, did they... No, they have another Simian Spirit Guide, right? So they can still do the whole thing. Oh, yeah, and then that actually messes with me now. Because now they have an extra creature that I hadn't accounted for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so that gets me. So, Simian Spirit Guide, low-key the winner of this match. Because it allowed my opponent to play a Wall of Roots plus Ceruli on turn 1. And then, additionally, it allowed my opponent to do this now. 2, 3, and then 4. Wait, we're casting the Simian Spirit Guide? What? That's an interesting choice. Okay. All right. Ooh, you're a turn late, friend. I would really have liked to have you last turn. So, cast the Thopter. Cast the Darksteel Citadel. But yeah, I am still very much dead on the tracks here. My Galvanic Blast is not going to do enough. I don't think there's any point in trying to play around these things. Yeah, here we go. Resolves. I imagine you are targeting yourself. Yep. And there's the whole thing. Ooh, they have Gorilla Shamans. Good to know about. Wait, do they have one Gorilla Shaman in the whole deck? Okay, yeah, it seems to be just one. And there's the Dread Return. And there's the lot. Wait, do they have only one? Oh, no, they do have 2. Okay. Yes, we are dead. I'm not gonna try to fight here. It didn't matter too much. So my opponent got us. I'm just gonna resubmit and try again. I don't know if Krark is... Okay, no, I was gonna bring in a Krark. But, like, Krark is not great in this deck, I don't think. It is mostly here for Spy. Not for Spy, Jesus. It's mostly here for Elves. Because the second you start needing to sacrifice multiple permanents for Krark, then it starts to get real bad real quick. This is not a deck that wants to be doing that. This hand is pretty good, by the way. I get to start off with a Relic of Progenitus, which is good not only because, I mean, it's obviously good against the Graveyard deck, but Relic on turn 1 makes it harder for my opponent to be able to Masked Vandalus, and it also gives me a permanent on turn 1 that I can use on turn 2 for Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, Simian Spirit Guide's doing extra work here. Overgrown Battlement coming out real fast. So I'm just gonna play another Seed of the Synod and play a Frogmite. Yes, let's play a Frogmite. Playing Frogmite here means that my Metallic Rebukes are still up, and I would like to have that creature in play in case I draw like a Banishing Knack effect. And I will Metallic Rebuke most things that my opponent plays. Winding Ways. So, first of all, let's do... Oh, no. Stupid. I even mentioned the thing. I clicked it and I immediately regretted it. Yeah, now my opponent drew 3 cards. I even talked about it I was like, no, I get to hold up Metallic Rebuke, and I will Metallic Rebuke most things, yada yada. Rough. I currently have 5 permanents, so if I do this, I have 4 permanents. That's not bad. I imagine there's a Metallic Rebuke in my future, in which case I am just going to attack here. I could Galvanic Blast the Overgrown Battlement, but I think my opponent's gonna try to go Wall of Roots, and then I counter the Wall of Roots, and then they can't Mesmeric Fiend. And I couldn't do Galvanic Blast plus hold up Metallic Rebuke. Generous Ent, that's another land. Yeah. So now I Metallic Rebuke this. This card is really weird with the improvise thing. And now we counter that. My opponent can't develop further right now. Huh. 3, 5, 6. But unfortunately, again, I can't do it all because I need the Prism for the Galvanic Blast. In which case... but Reverse Engineer would also just be so good. Let's Reverse Engineer. So blue, blue, 3, 4. Am I more likely to draw... I think I am... Yeah, I think I am actually supposed to tap the Darksteel Citadel here, right? There's no way my opponent's going to be able to straight up kill me next turn. So yes, let's go with this, because then any untapped land that I get gives me extra resources. Well, we fizzled pretty badly. All of these cards are good, but I don't really want any of them right now. But I wanted to do that because then Mesmeric Fiend doesn't have like a clear winner. I already drew my 3 cards. So 1, 2, play. You have 5 mana left still. It's mana neutral. Yes. There goes your Wall of Roots. There's Ceruli. 3. Oh, I guess I can die. Yeah, I didn't account for the Ceruli thing. Yikes. Yep. If I die, I die. No, come on. You did not. Yep. Sure. Congrats. You win. I can't even see my next card. Okay, sure. We are now 1-3. Let's go to the final round. All right, welcome to the final round. I'm very pissed off about the previous one. I know on some... Okay, no, not some. I know it was my mistake. But again, I feel like if you are just playing on the back foot the entire time, it's really bad for you. And I felt like if I drew even a single untapped land, that was a banger. And my other option was to just leave up the Darksteel Citadel so I could have... Yeah, you know, whatever. Like, it was my mistake. I messed up. Let's move on to the next one. Final round against eggBR. We are on the draw. I am going to keep this. And I actually want to keep all of these cards. I probably get rid of the Metallic Rebuke. It's not live until turn 3, the way my hand is configured right now. We are against some sort of red deck. Okie dokie. Okay, I mean, all of these are great if I get to cast them. Okay, and it is indeed Red Madness. So crack the thing for a snacker, Faithless Looting to bring it back. Oh, it's not Madness, it's Rakdos Madness. Discarding an Alms of the Vein. Okay, I don't mind that. So opponent missed some points of aggression there. Having the extra land is not ideal. I would have really liked to find something like an Ornithopter, anything here. I just need to shoot this, and I think it's gonna go at the snacker. Even though I know it can come back, I'm gonna shoot it anyway. Ooh, not back yet. Great news. And that is also an excellent draw, so now I get to go Frogmite, Thoughtcast. Opponent's gonna Lightning Bolt my Frogmite. Makes sense. Draw 2, play the Tooth. I can continue going, Thoughtcast again. Okay. My opponent's at 4 cards, and with them having not wasted, but with them having used a Lightning Bolt on a Frogmite, I am actually not super worried, and it seems my opponent is very much stuck here. In which case, I get to go Darksteel Citadel. I actually need a red mana here. Play the Molten Gatekeeper, play the Steelfin Whale. And honestly, I'm doing this, sure, it's part of the combo, but I just want a board. If my opponent's going to be attacking me for 1 every turn, I'm going to be clapping back for like 5, 6 damage. Okay, they found their black mana. Oh, Faithless Looting from the graveyard is not great for you, opponent. Like, spending 3 mana just to bring a snacker back at this point in the game. Hey, we're back. Camera has reloaded, recharged. So, what is the plan now? I think I start the easy way. Thoughtcast, got some extra cards to see what I want to do. So Trinket Mage can get me a couple things. Most of all, Trinket Mage is just an extra body too. Swing out. I could also just get an Ornithopter. I am gonna pump the whale here, so hit my opponent for 6. Mirror Inspire Trinket Mage. I am gonna go Mirror and Spy here. Yes, you can untap whale. I am gonna go Mirror and Spy here because the Mirror and Spy blocks the snacker, and again, I might just want to punch my opponent down. Jagged Barons is fine. I think my opponent stumbled a little too much this game. Yes, you can Lightning Bolt my thing. That is okay. You can Vampire Skiz as well. Sure. There is another snacker in my opponent's graveyard right now. That is definitely something that I should keep in mind. I think I'm just gonna go... I think I'm gonna get a little greedy here. Play the land. Cast the Reverse Engineer. I guess it kind of doesn't matter. I can tap this actually. So 2, 3, 4. And I'm just looking to hit a Helix effect. No Helix. But this is not bad either. But I do get punished for my greed here. Let's swing for 3. I mean, I get punished somewhat, right? Oh, we are blocking. Fine. That's okay. I'm at 11, 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna have a pair of Ornithopters to block. Yeah, I'm good with that. So let's go Trinket Mage. Opponent's gonna take a point of damage, and they will take 2 more very soon. And I am just gonna get a bunch of Ornithopters just so I can block that thing. Yes, Ornithopter, cast it. I'm doing it like this because now I have a Galvanic Blast in hand, and it's going to be very easy for me to just shoot my opponent down next turn. Play the Frogmite. So my opponent goes down to 10 life here, which is virtually 6. And I currently have 9 points of damage in play. 10 points of damage if you count the Tooth. Okay, Alms of the Vein is actually annoying. That messes with my math a little bit. Another Jagged Baron, so down to 7. And a Fiery Temper. Dang. Okay. Is it going face or is it going at one of my attacking creatures? At the Frogmite. Okay, so I imagine you are not attacking with the Snacker then. Correct. A second Tooth of Chisgoria. I believe that is 12 damage. No, because like block, 4, 5, 6. That is 10 damage then. Okay. Do I still attack with the Trinket Mage? I think so. If opponent wants to trade there, that is okay. Seems like they don't. So I am gonna pump the Molten Gatekeeper once, and I am going to Tooth of Chisgoria, the Trinket Mage. So 6 damage goes through, and now I guess I need to not die to my opponent's burn. Oh no, that is 5 damage by itself. Ugh, I hate that. Yep. So now opponent has 3 cards in hand, and I need them to not have a burn spell. Oh no. Okay. No! We die. We die. Ugh. Can't believe opponent was able to get there. We were so far ahead. So far ahead. Ugh. Alright. So, should I have done something? I don't think I could have done anything different. Yeah, I think opponent just got there. They just had all the burn at the end. Alright. That is very unfortunate for us. So the blue blasts all come in because I definitely want to hit those draw spells. This spell is fine. Like, Galvanic Blast, I guess I'll save it for my final thoughts, but I don't think this card is pulling its weight, and this is like the main draw to play in a list like this. I can probably cut at this spell. It is good, yes. I'm actually gonna shave a Galvanic. Oh, I can shave like a couple Reverse Engineers. So I'll actually leave the Dispel in. This is really unfortunate. Okay, I would like to play first. This has no lands. This is okay-ish. Am I keeping the Retraction Helix? Am I not keeping it? I think I'm not keeping the Retraction Helix in favor of a highly functioning hand. And I am actually going to play the Seed of the Synod, so I can start off on a Witching Well. Okay, I don't know if I want these cards. Like, now that I don't have the Helix anymore. I don't know if I want that. And I also don't know if I want Prophetic Prism. I think it's just a bottom. Okay. Okay. Whale is great. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna do this. I am opening myself up to a Pyro here, but you know, it is what it is. This is a turn 2 Steelfin Whale, which is really good. It resolved, but it doesn't mean much against Pyro. Okay, my opponent hasn't killed it, so that's great. Highway Robbery is much worse for us than Grab the Prize. Oh, they already tapped, so they already know what they're gonna do. Sure, that's okay. Kitchen Imp, yes sir. And then we have another Faithless Looting going to the graveyard. Okay. Are you going aggressive? You are. Very interesting. Okay. So we get to eat one of your lootings. Ornithopter is an okay draw. Swing for 5. Eat the second looting. Play the bridge. Untap the whale. I have a choice here to make if I want to play the Ornithopter or not. I think I don't, because I would like to maybe bluff having something. Voldaren Epicure, yes. Okay. Immediately sacrificing for another Kitchen Imp. Okay. Yeah, that is really aggressive. It's turn 3 and my opponent's attacking me for 4 already. Don't love it. And now they have a blocker too. I honestly think I need to just crack this. I think I can't take 4 a turn. Okay, that's good. Tooth. No tooth. And that's not even a good card. So, now we come to the question. Am I bouncing my opponent's board? Because I could send these Kitchen Imp back to hand. Like, bounce one. Like, cast, bounce, play Ornithopter, untap, bounce. Let's attack. Okay, they are jumping. I guess that makes sense. I am going to play the Ornithopter here. This does mean that I only get 1 bounce right now, but I guess I can try to see what my opponent is going to try to do. Having the Blue Blast is not bad here. If my opponent goes for any sort of draw spell or Pyroblast on my whale or anything like that, absolutely not. I'll let them cast the Alms of the Vein, but I am then countering the Grab the Prize. So Alms of the Vein resolves. I get to Blue Blast the Grab the Prize. Yeah, but that 3 life is huge for my opponent right now. Am I falling down to 6? I think I'm blocking with the Ornithopter and taking 2. Top deck? Are you gonna do something on my upkeep? Yeah, I didn't think so. I hate this. So, cracking the... Now I obviously should have bounced one of the Kitchen Imps. Because if I take 4, I go down to 4. And then again, I'm dead to 2 things. Unfortunately, I think I'm just supposed to bounce these things back to hand. Bounce you, play Furnace, untap. I get to bounce my Witching Well too for free. Replay the Witching Well, untap you, scry 2. Okay. Thoughtcast goes on top, Ornithopter goes to the bottom. Now I get to swing for 2. I can bounce the Witching Well again. I already know that the Thoughtcast is on top, but I would like to dig one deeper to see if I can find a payoff. Prophetic Prism's not it. Bottom. You still stay on top. And then I can untap the whale and bounce the Kitchen Imp. Yeah, so I chose to scry two times instead of dealing... Or rather, I chose to scry 1 once instead of dealing 2 extra points of damage to my opponent. Yep, take 2 again. I get to cast the Thoughtcast that we know about. It's another Retraction Helix. But once again, that doesn't really do anything. Oh, I hate it. I don't think I can take this damage again, right? And there's no way I can draw extra cards. I hit for 5. It all sucks. It sucks so bad. I really needed this to be a Tooth of Chisgoria. So how am I supposed to play this out? Am I just supposed to bounce this once again? I guess, but I don't feel good about it. So bounce the Witching Well. I guess I'll scry first of all. Oh, do you have... What is this? Cast into the Fire? That's actually not that bad. I have a land, so I can still untap and bounce your Kitchen Imp. Bye. So I know my opponent has 2 Kitchen Imps in hand now, but they can hard cast one of them. Down to 5, dead to any 2 burn spells. There's the Kitchen Imp. If there is a Lightning Bolt to go with that, I am dead. Oh no! Oh, we were 1 card away. One card away. Dead. Wow, that was horrible. Okay, let's go to our final thoughts. Okay, so I think this deck has so many problems compared to the other versions, and honestly, it does feel like going back to play a worse version of a deck that you are already used to playing. First of all, I think the Galvanic Blasts were not good at any point during the league. Yes, during Spy, they could have been better. Like, there was something that I could have done with them, but they were never good. Like, I never wanted to have them in hand instead of something else. The Molten Gatekeeper, while a decent win condition, I think is just too janky if you are going to play it for the whole 3 mana. Prophetic Prism is cool, but overall, I still think that the Cryogen Relic would have been a better fit here, especially if you are playing just 2 colors. If you wanted to play Prophetic Prism in this deck, I think you should have just gone for the full 3 color mana base, and then you could still play Refurbish, kind of like the list that Kerblinksy played in his most recent video. Outside of that, I think Reverse Engineer is also just a worse version, of course, of the bargains. Even when you are not playing the full bargain set with like a bunch of Cryos and Ichor Wellsprings and whatnot, I still think that Reverse Engineer is a worse version of that. Because this doesn't cost 2 blue mana to draw 3 cards. You saw there that tapping a Prism was bad because it lost us Filter. Tapping a creature was bad because it lost us some points of damage. Tapping a Relic of Progenitus meant that we couldn't do the thing that we wanted and exile some of the cards. So overall, I think that this version loses quite a bit to the blue-black one. Refurbished Familiar is a messed up card. Blood Fountain is a messed up card. And I think that you should really be playing those if you want to be in a combo shell like this. And I think that this is too middle of the road. If I were playing like the Reverse Engineers like this or other Convoke-ish spells, I think I would just rather play a bunch of them and play like Meeting of Minds and whatnot, and try to go maybe like really big for that kind of effect. Things as they currently are here, it just felt really weak, and it felt like I didn't have the tools all the time to do what I needed to do. With that said, sorry, whoa, my voice spiked really high there, I'm sorry. With that said, I do think that it's fun to come back and revisit the previous versions of decks that you have played, but as of right now, I would very much like to continue playing with the blue-black one that I have been having a blast with. Luis, thank you very much for incentivizing me to play with this list. I hope you were able to get some glimpses into why I have been preferring the other one so much. And yeah, I think that's it. I think the changes that I made would still be the same changes, like after playing the whole league, but I don't think that this particularly made the problems of the deck more bearable. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you still enjoyed the video, even though we got absolutely crushed. And I hope you have a great day. I hope you take care of yourself and your loved ones. Again, you can check the YouTube membership section if you want to watch videos earlier. You can go to Patreon if you are extra generous and want to support me or want to give me a donation deck list or anything like that. You can. And if not, that's cool. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, friends.